What's beer league hockey fans and fellow dumpers? Welcome to another Dump and Skate podcast. I'm the co-bender, podcast interview scheduler, on and off the ice ball buster, Jeremy, do as I say, not as I do when it comes to dieting, Abdoo. With me is the man that makes this podcast possible, the lead producer, the guy with the face for podcasting, Jacksonville attorney, housing organizer. Jeremy, I'm going to make fun of Abdoo for taking forever to describe a slice of cake, but yet it takes me 9 hours to preamble how long it is just to do anything. Holland.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all shapes, sizes, and flavors? That's right. It is your preamble host, Jeremy Holland here. Welcome in again to another awesome and exciting episode of Dump and Skate. There is a lot of awesome, exciting. There's a lot of stuff going on over at my home studio right now between dogs and everything else. It's a little wild. I'll just be perfectly honest. So I like the recency of the intro tonight, the housing ad. You like all the you didn't even see the other message that I sent out to the other house.
No, I did not.
Yeah, well, you're not on it because you're not in the house. So it's but I was like, I better get these things in order. So if somebody doesn't get stuff in order, like I feel like we're just going to be lost when we try to go down there. Like that's not a good idea, right? That's like, somebody's got to have it organized, right?
Might as well be you.
Not really what I planned to do, but that's okay. So, oh man, well, guys, if you're listening, thanks. I want to go ahead and before we get rolling too deep here, remind you to hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, follow us on all the social medias, like and subscribe to the YouTube, to the podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere else you're listening. If you do that, obviously that bumps the algorithm. It gets our content in front of more people. And that's what we're trying to do. We're hovering around 30 subscribers, viewers, listeners regularly. And so we really want to shoot for getting up to that 50 to 100 mark by the end of this summer. So please, if you haven't liked or subscribed, what are you doing? Do it already. Do it now. Encourage your friends to do it. I talked to my wife just a few minutes ago, Abdoo, before we jumped on. We were talking about podcasts that she wants to listen to and all. Over the summer, and one of them was, this is actually kind of serious. One of them was around our oldest daughter, who's 14, special needs, and my wife was like, I really want to listen to some podcasts centered specifically around kids with special needs because we adopted Desiree, so we haven't raised her since she was little, and so we're constantly learning like what's going to be her ceiling and what's the best way for us to advocate and help and things like that. And so she was like, I want to listen to podcasts. And I said, I know a podcast you could listen to. And she looks at me, she goes, I don't want to listen to that podcast. I was like, oh, come on, Sarah. So she did say she just listened to whatever you posted on social media today. And she was like, it was pretty funny, I'll admit. I was like, I don't even know what it was.
I feel like the road trip to Nashville, me and her in the car are just going to have so much fun. It'll be like Thelma and Louise with you and Corey in the car.
Oh, man. I think Chris may ride with us, too. It's going to be quite... the great thing is that you and my wife and Chris will all gang up on me. It will feel really good. I'll eventually leave you guys at a gas station when I stop to let you or someone else pee. And yeah, I'll just leave you there.
We'll just say, look for someone with a funny haircut and like a guy that used to have a beard, but looks like it's not a beard, but is confused about his beard.
Definitely got a haircut today. Definitely put the trimmed up the beard last night because it was kind of long and I normally use a little number 3 clipper and I grabbed and I was like, I'll use the number 1, cut it a little tighter. It's summertime. And I might as well have just had the little guard off. It's just gone. So I was going to look and see if I could see the scar from this season on the chin, but I could not. So not good. How's the week been, man? It's been a long week. We recorded earlier this week, but
it is. It's Thursday. I was really hoping that New York would be in a better position that they are in now. Last I checked, waiting for you to get everything all organized. It's 3-1 Carolina. Week is going okay, I guess. Yeah. How about you?
Week is going okay, I guess. Yeah, no, it's been all right. End of school year, so I missed half a day of work today to go watch an awards ceremony, which was a waste of time because there's a bunch of nonsense going on at my littlest one's school. And so she was supposed to receive an award, but apparently the teacher, who's not there for some reason, didn't communicate that clearly. And so we were there to watch our kid get an award that she never actually got. So I took a picture of my wife with our daughter after the award ceremony. Of course, we told her we love her, everything's good. She was like, I didn't even know I was getting anything. We are like, yeah, well, we were told you were. So at the end of the day, she came home, and I saw my wife posted a picture tonight while I was at an event with one of my other kids. She posted a picture that the certificate came home with her. So she didn't get recognized at school, but she got her dadgum certificate, by golly. So yeah, so really, really busy with kids graduating and finishing school and things like that. So kind of a mad dash to the finish here for us. And just a few more days, school will be out. Will be full blown summer. Yeah. Honestly, I think the kids are pretty much done. The only one that's really got stuff is my 14-year-old son. Has a couple finals left. I think he buttons up tomorrow with the last test. He had some projects. But my 14-year-old son's like the most diligent student in my whole house. So I'm like, hey, what do you have? He's like, I have this, this, and this. I'm like, okay, are you on it? He's like, 100% I'm on it. I'm doing it all tonight. I'm going to have it done early so I can get extra credit. All right, kid, go for it. Like, there's nothing I can do to help you with that. So, oh man. So we're going to talk a little diet tonight, right?
Yeah, this is I've been looking forward to this podcast for a while now. For those of you that don't know, two things I'm very, very, very passionate about: hockey and fitness. I've always been a workout guy, a fitness guy. I got my personal training certification way before it was cool and trendy to be a personal trainer. I've been a trainer for over 20 years. So
are you like an influence trainer? Like you do the pictures and things on the Instagrams?
No.
If we want a good fitness Instagram follow, do we need to follow at the Abddoo on Instagram?
No,
we don't.
Hence the do as I say and not as I do.
Not as I do post. Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, well, before we get rolling too deep in the nutritional talk, because we want to preface where all this came from. We'll do all that. But we want to give a shout out to another one of our good friends in a business we want you guys to be supportive of, and that's Chicagoland Print. Whether you need business cards, flyers, or brochures as something to promote your business, give these guys, these very talented professionals and printers at Chicagoland Print, a chance to give you a hand with all of those needs. Chicagoland Print strives to meet the needs of anybody looking for affordable, high quality, and competitively priced printing services. If you have your own design, or if you need one of their designers to help you out, they can do that. They can help you come up with the right logo for you and your company. We know that well because our hockey league here locally supports sports some designs that the designers and graphic designers at Chicagoland Print helped personally make. One of those is mine, the Swamp Donkeys logo. So we really appreciate and understand Chicagoland Print does a killer job. We love them for that. But that is chicagolandprint.com, and they got a phone number. You give them a call, 630-233-7276. So support the guys that support us and are looking out for us, and we want to send you to the right business. So, all right, back to your qualifications. Super nutritionalist and workout guy. Tell me more about how you're the greatest trainer that does not have Instagram.
Well, I'm not going to.
Why don't you Instagram train? Why don't you Instagram train?
You know what? I feel like everybody's doing it, and to keep up with that, on top of a podcast, Instagram, and Facebook, it's a lot.
Incredible.
It's a lot. And I have a couple of friends. I have a lot of friends actually that are in the fitness game.
Whoa, big bragger over there. I've got so many friends.
All right, look, I'm believe it or not, people, I'm very well liked. But I have a lot of friends that do their Instagram posts and fitness posts, and I just can't keep up with. I wouldn't be able to keep up with it. I don't do a whole lot of one-on-one training down here in South Carolina. I do group training, but if I were back in Chicago and I was doing more training, I might do it. But again, it's just it's a lot of work just to be doing fitness posts, and plus you get these guys that just say, "Oh man, their form is bad," and there's always going to be someone that says something, and you just don't want that noise. So it's annoying sometimes. It's a
I
lot of
saw a
work.
video. I saw a video yesterday that it was a lady posted it. I guess she's like an Instagram, whatever. I don't know what you call them. I mean, I guess they're influencers, but like they're Instagram fitness instructors or like I don't know, like whatever. That's a weird. Um, but they the chick was doing I don't like lat pull downs or something similar to that. It wasn't. I don't think it was a lat pull down, but whatever she was doing, like I was watching, and I was like, it doesn't look. She didn't look like she was doing things properly. That's just my opinion. Now, I am admittedly not an Instagram fitness instructor, nor am I a fitness instructor of any kind, as anyone that knows me could well tell you. And so I'm not the person to be like, hey, that's wrong. But she posted the video to mock this man, this gentleman who came over and was like, hey, I noticed you were struggling a bit, which is an accurate statement. She was very much struggling to pull down whatever she was pulling down. And it looked it looked formless. It didn't look like she was following a specific form. So his statement was, hey, I noticed you were struggling and I was going to give you some tips on your form. She just laughed at him. She just laughed. Oh, just like laughed and laughed at him. Like that was the end of the video. And I'm thinking like, this is so weird. Like, I don't know.
So,
The whole culture around like videoing myself working out and posting it on social media seems very, it seems very, I can't think of the word. It's almost like,
look at me. Look what
yeah,
I'm
it's
doing.
almost like a look at me, but it's like a lack of self-confidence thing. Like I need Instagram to tell me that I'm, pretty and doing a good job or whatever. Yeah.
That being a fitness Instagrammer, it's all about how many likes can I get? How many like, and I'm not about that. Another reason why I don't do it is one, I'm a fat, gross looking. I'm not fit anymore. Like my
big facts.
Yeah, and here's the other thing: I don't look good in a sports bra. I don't have D cups. I don't look good in leggings and a thong. So maybe if I were to get back in my competing days, I would maybe.
You would look good.
Yeah,
you would look good in a sports bra.
I would totally wear like right now. The only reason why I'm wearing a thong is because I'm so.
Hey guys,
disgusting.
if this video can get 150 likes, we'll put Abddoo in a sports bra, regardless of what the scale says.
If we
150 likes, we're gonna clip this. 150 likes on the video, and Abddoo rolls in a sports bra for the first 15 minutes of the next podcast. I know we can get there.
Look, my underwear that I'm wearing now is a thong, and that's just because I'm so fat and gross. It's just regular underwear shoved up my crack. So
prove it. Prove it. Prove it. It's not. Not grotesque.
Our video might be getting taken down. Our video might be taken down on YouTube if that's the case.
There's been so many women that post things that are scantily clad women all over the YouTubes and such. Come on, man. This guy.
For the record, I'm not.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. It's not. There it is. Pictures or it didn't. Pictures or it didn't happen.
OnlyFans at jeremyabdoo.com. You gotta pay. You gotta pay for that.
Abddoo feet at OnlyFans.com.
You gotta pay for this.
Oh man. So we've been talking a lot about nutrition here lately. You and I have, and a big part of that is because I came to you between the first and second season this year. Was that about the time frame? Was it around Christmas time, right?
It was around Christmas
time, of the year.
But you didn't really start going into it, I think, around February.
I think it was February. Yeah, I think we talked about it in January, and then February we set some stuff up and I got rolling. But I came to you and was like, hey, look, I'm doing all this hockey stuff. And this is kind of where we want to, what we want to talk a little about. I didn't come to you like, hey, I'm not a good hockey player, and so I think I need to get stronger and skinnier and all this other stuff.
No, because that was already beside the fact. That goes without saying anything.
No weight loss is going to fix the poor quality of hockey that comes out of this body. 100%. Yeah. So I'm smarter than that. And so I said, hey, look, like I'm doing all this exercise and playing hockey, and like I'm having a blast, and I'm not a particularly, I'm going to say this and you're going to laugh tremendously because we can talk about what I ate, but like I was like, I'm not a tremendously unhealthy guy. Now, In hindsight, yes, the food was like super unhealthy.
Okay.
But what I meant was like I didn't sit down and eat like a half a cake and be like, hey, that was breakfast and like whatever. And so I didn't eat. What are you making faces for? I didn't eat like a bunch of like junk food. In my opinion, I did eat a bunch of fast food, and I figured out really fast there was a lot of stuff in that was causing a lot of problems for me. And that's all because you kind of walked through with me all of the things. You helped me figure out what was good and what was bad for me, outside of just like, hey, this is good food. We figured out really quickly how my body reacts to different things based on me having, pretty open conversations with you about, hey, I've been doing it for a month. Here's the things I've eaten where I've, failed on the diet. So back and forth. So anyways, so I came to you and was like, hey, I don't feel like I'm super unhealthy, but I kind of realized like I'm overweight. I mean, I was like 205 at the time. Coming out of high school, I was like 170. And so I knew like probably my happy weight was somewhere in the 180s. That I would be healthy and not feel like I was, skinny thin, but also where I wasn't, like, hey, I'm carrying an extra 20 pounds or whatever. And so you wrote up a nutritional plan for me that was, I'm not going to tell everybody what it was, but it was largely like, hey, these are healthy proteins, these are healthy carbs, these are healthy vegetables. This is how you need to eat. And wrote out a kind of a plan of like, this is how you need to eat. This is where you need to eat. This is when you need to eat. And
Right.
It was not like a hard and fast, like, hey, if you don't eat at 10:30, like you have a problem, or if you don't eat at 12:05, it was more like when you're going to eat breakfast, this is what you need to do. This when you need to eat a lunch, you need to eat a dinner. And if you need to snack in between those things, like here's kind of some structure on how to do that. And so for me, what I figured out really quick and what I was super appreciative of is it wasn't so much like a, hey, order these prepackaged meals, because I've done that stuff before with my wife where we've lost weight. Yep. We've ordered meals and things, and I wasn't a big fan of it because it never felt sustainable. And so the big thing that I liked about this was everything that I was learning through talking back and forth with you and discussing what I was eating and how it was affecting me, was how to basically eat healthy and sustain that. Like, what can I do to make sure that if I want to stay at this weight, if I want to continue to eat, in a healthy manner, like how do I do that functionally on my own without having to have somebody babysit me to like ship me a meal and things like that. And we talked about this with James when James was on, and I know you're going to talk a little about James and stuff too, but James said the same thing. Like it had a lot more to do with like, not like an instant quick fix thing, but it was more like a, hey, this is a long-term diet thing. And he literally said some of the exact same things that I'm saying, like, hey, I'm going to have a healthy protein and a healthy carb, and I'm going to have these things be balanced and so on and so forth. So yeah. So I've dropped, I think you posted, I've dropped almost 20 pounds. It keeps fluctuating all over the map. I think I'm afraid of hitting my goal or something. I don't really know what the deal is. I know what it is. And this is where you and I have conversed, and it's like sodium is a killer for me. So anything that has even
to sodium.
Yeah, it's really, really bad. And so,
no,
and I know
react.
It was,
you do react.
Yeah, real bad. And I know yesterday you had sent me something that was like, hey, if you go to eat again, notoriously, when I did my food diary, I had like 14 meals in 3 days, all from Chick-fil-A. And my kids notoriously want to go to Chick-fil-A at least once a week. And it is the Lord's chicken, so I can't get too mad at them for that. But we're not a sponsor of the show.
You're the reason why they close on Sundays, so they can just replenish.
Potentially, they've got to replenish. Yeah, my kids are at this point. And so, but yeah, so notoriously ate there a lot. And so you sent me a little bit, I think as a joke, but also partially as a for real thing. This guy that was an Instagram post that was saying he had a protein rich meal that he had gotten from Chick-fil-A. And apparently this is what this guy does, go to fast food restaurants and all. Again, I feel like most fast food's processed food anyway, so it's probably not good to eat, period. But they recommended like a grilled chicken wrap and the grilled chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A. So my kids, of course, yesterday when I picked them up and we're getting ready to go to church, we always go get food on the run because our time's kind of tight. And so they were like, let's go to Chick-fil-A. And I said, fine, I'll try the little protein thing. I wasn't super hungry, but my biggest fear was like, it's going to be high in sodium because they're going to put some kind of seasoning and flavor on some of this chicken. And sure enough, I'm pretty sure the nuggets were covered in salt of some kind of salty seasoning.
Probably.
And so, because we talked last night, I ran a couple miles, and when I got home, and I was like 191 last night, thinking I would be down in the 180s this morning, and I was only 190. And I confirmed that it was 100% sodium because I must have peed like 5 times this morning between like 9 a.m. and 12 o'clock. And so, and I wasn't all my water intake and things like we've talked about was all the norm. So I was like, yeah, definitely a lot of sodium from last night's meal. Definitely working it out through water. So, but again, that's I think the biggest takeaway that I have from going through all this with you is that, like, hey, it's really taught me, like, I understand what I can eat, what I can't eat. I understand how my body's going to react when I eat different things. And obviously anybody can point at something and say, like, that's unhealthy food, but I can point at food now and be like, hey, even though that looks healthy, like, I can tell you the things that are going to give me a fit out of it.
How do you I mean, so February to it's the middle of May. You've dropped 20 pounds.
Yeah, not
Um,
quite, but pretty close to it.
yeah. Um, while you're going through this process, how do you feel it's changed your gameplay, playing on the ice and everything? Because
Um,
what we talked about earlier, look, we just play in a beer league. We're not like trying to lose weight to make it in the NHL. Now, some people that play that are really good players are like, hey, look, I'm playing hockey and I'm just sluggish and slow. I want to lose some weight. So let's just make it clear that Holland isn't trying to lose weight because he thinks he's going to go to the next level. You know, he's doing it
you
just to
didn't
feel
wait.
better.
You didn't get my email.
you got
There's
you got
scouts in
called up. You
Jacksonville.
got.
There's scouts. There's going to be scouts in Jacksonville.
I'm sure there are, but they're not coming to watch you.
No.
Okay,
Well,
carry
all
on.
right. Fair enough. Yeah, no, it's not about like, hey, I want to be the best, an awesome beer league hockey player. It's more about just
Correct.
like, hey, I need to be a little healthier.
You just
And
realize that you're not as quick as you used to be, but you have potential and you want to slim down, and that's what some people think when they're like, hey, look, I'm just not. I know I can be faster if I lose
yeah,
a couple of tons. So
pretty accurate. Yeah, 100%. So, and again, it's not for, like I said, this isn't like a, hey, if you're playing beer league, you need to
right.
go on a diet plan so you can be the best beer league player. This was a personal choice for me. Like,
Yes.
hey, and part of this was influenced by, like, I've got 5 kids. Almost all of my kids are really healthy weight and active and all. And so I've got kids that want me to do sports and things with them, which again, I wasn't so overweight that I couldn't do that. But I was tired and sluggish. And so same thing for hockey. Like, I had no problem going out and skating, but I could tell if I could just lose a little bit of weight, I would probably feel better skating. And so, it's made hockey a little more enjoyable for me that I can skate a little easier. And I just feel a little, I don't know, more athletic's the wrong term, but I just feel a little lighter. So it makes everything I'm doing on the ice a little bit easier. So, and then, and additionally, my wife had started her weight loss journey, I don't know, several months ago, lost a bunch of weight. And so, but it was the same thing. I think she just kind of felt like, hey, I don't like feeling unhealthy. And so she started making some decisions and doing some things a little differently. And
I don't mind feeling unhealthy. You want to tell everyone? You want to tell everyone what I had? I have no shame.
Well, the funny part about all this is that, I've gone to you. There's actually quite a few guys because, we talk all the time. There's quite a few guys from around here, all of them, associated with, our beer league and things like that, that have watched me lose a little bit of weight. And I don't know if I don't think I'm super talkative about it, about like, oh yeah, I got a diet, I can't eat that. But I think some of the guys have seen me lose weight. Is that accurate to what you've been told?
That's accurate. I've told a couple guys, hey, look, Holland, and look, I've told everybody before I even moved down here, I've helped people lose weight. I've helped people do competitions. I've helped them get stronger. They always say, thank you so much. Thank you. I will always tell everyone, don't thank me. You guys did all the work. You guys, I will never take credit for it. So I just said, hey, Holland's lost a few pounds, and if he wants to lose like 20 ugly pounds, just chop off his head. But people have noticed it just because you are, like I said, a walking billboard for what we have done, what we have done together,
Yeah. So guys have noticed that. Guys have, obviously, I've been open about where that came from, that I worked with you, that you kind of helped me understand what to eat, what not to eat. And we haven't even hit the workout phase of it. Like I said, I've been running a little bit here since hockey stopped just to make sure I'm staying in some kind of cardio activity. So I've talked it up about like, hey, it's Abddoo. It's really straightforward. It's not easy, is not the word I've used, but it's a very straightforward thing to do. Like, you just got to be committed to it and go for it. And so, and I think some guys have heard the podcast and heard us talk a little bit about it. So anyways,
Yeah.
several guys have reached out to you, and I always think it's
Mhm.
comical because we talk, you, almost every day we talk a little bit about what I've eaten that day and
Mhm.
what the meal plan looks like. And I don't think we always talk about what I eat because at this point it's pretty regulated. You kind of know when I'm doing meal preps, I'll usually shoot a picture of
Mhm.
like, hey, this is going to be dinners for the next 8 days or 9 days. This is going to be lunches for the next 8 or 9 days. It's the same thing.
Or
It's
here's the
like this.
steak you gave me. I'm going to
Yeah,
eat the steak you gave.
here's your steak that I'm eating because it's been in the fridge for 4 days. Yeah, that's exactly that. And so, but we do, because I do have a target weight goal, we do talk pretty regularly about where the weight is. And if there's any weird movements, we talk about how, what did I eat? And I'll give my thoughts on where I think I've had, either missteps or where I think the weight has come from. And then you'll give usually your inputs and insights on, hey, this could be some of the other things too. And what do we think about, trying this or trying that? So all of those conversations always happen. And what I think is so hilarious is your diet sucks. It is
Oh, it does.
so bad.
Mhm.
It's not fast food.
Nope.
It's like fast food's like redheaded cousin.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's the
Chips.
worst foods you can eat.
Oh
That's
yeah.
not fast food.
Right.
Like you today, I should have went and grabbed the message. Was it today that it was like, hey, look at this healthy or was that yesterday? It was yesterday, wasn't it? It was yesterday that was the like I had egg whites and
Oh
something
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah. So
breakfast.
yesterday. So
And
yeah,
then it was like, go
Holland's on
ahead.
his
Do you remember what you had yesterday?
um yeah, you look it up, but what I'll just so Holland
I'll
is
find it.
I weigh 183-ish. It depends on what I ate. And look, I would probably be a lot heavier if I didn't work out the way I did. But I work out almost every day.
Here it
So
is.
yesterday, Holland's really close to catching up to me in weight. So yesterday I'm like, I'm gonna get back on. I'm gonna do egg white omelet and oatmeal, and then I had chicken and rice, and
Yeah.
then I went to Publix,
What?
and then I went to Publix just to get
And
some
then
more
you
food
were
because I'm like, yeah, I can do this eating healthy BS garbage crap, and then Publix pulled out some
they pulled out
fresh
their
bread,
cheat card. They
fresh
pulled out their
bread,
Uno
and
reverse card on you.
it was still like I told Hound this. It was still steaming like a turd, and I grabbed one, and it was just so soft and gooey. So I'm eating it at the
Can we
grocery
just go
store.
back? Wait, can we just go back? There's no way that anyone has ever referred to hot bread as steaming like a
I'm saying
turd.
it was fresh out of the
That's just
oven.
crazy.
It's
I
it's.
completely understand what you're implying, but there's nothing appetizing
I'm
about
not
saying,
saying.
I can't believe that you looked at bread and thought, man, that reminds me of like a steaming hot turd. Oh, let me eat some.
Hey,
Like, come on, what are
to
you
each their own.
thinking?
To each their own. So
That's
I
so
ate one
weird.
as I was grocery shopping at Publix.
In the grocery store.
I ate a whole loaf, and then I'm like, well, that sucks because that was so good. I need to get another one. So I ate another half a loaf, and then
Oh gosh.
yeah,
Oh,
so that
that's so
happened.
funny.
But for the record, that helped my workout today because I felt like I was Forrest Gump, and we'll talk about workouts in a little bit.
And then what did you
My
do for lunch
workout, like
today, though? I know
like
you're worked out this morning because you told me. So I told you yesterday I was probably going to go home and run a couple miles because I felt like I need to try to be doing miles more than just once a week. And so I did 3 miles on Monday, and I was going to shoot to do 3 miles last night. And I told you that. And after you ate all the nonsense you ate, you were like, yeah, I'm going to definitely have to go to the gym in the morning and like work out super hard and blah, 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 blah. And so you did that. And then
oh
what
yeah,
did you eat? What'd you tell me you ate for lunch today? A half a bag of chips, like
and like a half a
not
bag
a
of
personal size, like the normal size you'd buy for your household.
yeah. But on my defense, when you buy a bag, it's like a quarter of the
Bet
way
you can't.
full.
Bet you can't just eat one. That is that whole thing.
No, a brand new bag is only
Abdoo's like, bet you just can't eat one whole bag. I bet you I can. Watch this.
a quarter of a bag is only, or a brand new bag is only a quarter of full. Anyways,
it's only 1,200 calories for a fourth of a bag. I can
look,
eat the whole bag. What's the
all right,
matter?
if we're gonna attack Abdoo like this, for the record, everybody, I'm gonna toot my own horn.
Beep,
I know how to lose weight if I need to. I've done 13 competitions.
Just choosing not to.
I've done 13 competitions. I placed top 4 in every show. My last 2 shows I got first place, and I'm okay with being a fat and disgust. That's fine. But if the doctor goes, you are unhealthy, you're obese, and you're going to have a heart attack, I know how to lose weight if I really need to. I've helped a lot of people, but for the amount of food that I eat, I could be a lot heavier.
Yeah, if you didn't spend 7 hours a week,
I don't spend. Okay, yeah, I do spend 7 hours a week, but that's like an hour a day at the gym. But I only work out for an hour and a half. I'm not one of those guys that like, oh my God, I just ate 2 loaves of bread and a cake that I tried to explain to Holland about today that he busted my balls about.
A fourth of a 10-inch round cake. I ate one quarter of it for one sitting after I ate half a bag of chips and 4 hot dogs or whatever you said.
During the hockey season, I have no problem sending the guys in the group chat that I ate a whole bag of Doritos. And then, well, yeah, Doritos are my weakness. Chips are my weakness. Pizza. When I was
Fridge, if you're listening to this, I remember vividly when we had you on and Abdoo said something about chips to you, and you're like, yeah, I just can't help it though. They're so good. I just want you to bookmark this too. You're not the only one that apparently has an issue with chips. Abdoo also has an issue with chips.
But here's the thing. I'm not going to somebody saying, hey, look, I need to lose weight. I know what I'm doing wrong.
No, you're going to other people telling them how to lose weight. All the while you're sitting back like, hey, keep going. Let me eat this other piece of cake.
Do as I say, not as I do. I don't mind being that trainer. If I smoke cigarettes, just throwing darts, smoking cigarettes, doing one more set. That's fine.
Little John Daly over there.
Yeah. Yeah. But again, do as I say, not as I do. All BS aside, I tell everybody this that wants to that comes to me working that wants to lose weight. Trust the process. My personal resume with everyone that I've helped, it works. It doesn't happen overnight, but trust the process. And James, Franzone, BK, you, even Rossi now has lost a little bit of weight, and he just started a couple weeks ago. So just trust the process. It works, and it's not a copy and paste diet. It's designed for everybody because the way you eat, again, like you said, you have a sodium sensitivity. Someone else may not, and that's just how we always stay in touch. And another thing that you might have is, I like to say, a weakness. Because you'll go out with the guy. Oh, like that one time when we went with Cooch to Mellow Mushroom. You were doing so good. You were doing so good on your diet, and you just had pizza and garlic knots, and even like on the walk back to the rink, you go, Abdoo, I feel really like I don't feel so well. Like I thought I was gonna have to fireman carry you to the rink.
It wasn't that bad, but it was bad. But the whole thing was that night. It was like, hey, so there were a couple of like pre-planned, we had talked about like, hey, this is going to be a cheat meal. Like we're going to actually, like, you're going to get to eat like, something that's not, following the strict diet. One of those is going to be when our good buddy Corey Ward came back into town.
Yeah.
And then I, which we did, I just accidentally did it twice. Say accidentally, I consciously did it twice. But the other time I had said like, hey, I'm probably going to eat, a little. It was when I knew we were going to all kind of get together on that Sunday. That was a Sunday games. And you guys had all said, we're going to go out as a team. We were trying to do the cookout thing there at the rink. And we just ended up nixing that because not every other team wanted to really participate in that. So we're like, we'll just go to Mellow Mushroom. And of course, as is typical for our good friend Rob ordered half the menu or the entire menu. I'm really not sure. And was just like, hey, bring it all to the table. So I kid you not, he probably ordered 12 pizzas. There were only 12 people sitting at the table.
Quote of the
Ordered
day
12
from Brent:
pizzas.
make it stop.
And
Make it
so,
stop.
yeah, and so but he also ordered, the bread
Appetizers.
twists, like all the appetizers. And again, this is not like, I'm not knocking Rob. I love that he did all that. It's just like,
100%, yeah.
I had planned like, hey, I'll eat a little bit of something. And what I was hoping to do was eat some wings. I was like, I'll just eat wings and I'll maybe eat like more wings than what I should eat. I knew the sodium would be in those, but I knew I wouldn't be killing myself just by eating, whatever wings. Yeah, the dog's going. I don't know what she's yelling at, but yep, there she is. So the wings come and he ordered like 2 things of wings and that was it. So there was a total of like, I don't know, 12 wings total that came. So every person at the table got 1 wing, and then here come the 11,000 pizzas.
Yeah.
And I was like, God dang it. And so I swear, I think he ordered like 4 different pizzas and he ordered like 3 of each one. And I'm not over exaggerating.
No, you're not.
I brought home 2 large pizza boxes for my kids to eat the following week, because him and his wife were like, hey, please take these pizzas. Like, the 4 of us at our house won't eat all of these. I'm like, the 12 of us at this table couldn't eat all of these, guys. Like,
but that's so Cooch. Go big or go home. And,
I know.
And that's his motto. That's his
motto.
So
that was what did me in, was eating one of the pizzas he ordered. I think was a meat lovers pizza, and that is my kryptonite. I do love a good meat lovers pizza, and I'm going to get flamed for this. I know Mellow Mushroom's not the greatest pizza, but I do like Mellow Mushrooms meat lovers. It is pretty good to me. So of course I tried all the various pizzas he had, whatever, and I ate a couple. And so I was like, I must have eaten. I probably only ate like 4 slices of pizza, and I didn't chow down on the appetizers. I did eat like a piece of one of the pretzel twist bite thingies or whatever, and then I did eat a couple of wings. Like I said, the wings were gone. So the bulk of what I ate was pizza, but it was just dude, the grease and the cheese.
Yep,
it was a disaster. It was took me an entire week to work that back off. And so the only other like real serious cheat meal was when Corey came back in town. We went to Hitch, and I ordered something that I never order from Hitch, but I've seen guys order it before, and I've always heard guys rave about it. And that was the Trailer Park nachos. Delicious.
Are those
not
the
good
fries?
for the diet? It's the fries with chicken,
yeah, they're
and
so
bacon,
good.
and ranch and pickles, and like it's all kind of stuff on there. Yeah, it was like my way to have Chick-fil-A without going to Chick-fil-A, because it's little chicken nuggets with waffle fries and all mixed together. So yeah, and then the bigger problem was the fact that we went back out the following Thursday, and I was like, Corey's back in town. It's the Corey meal all over again. So I ordered them again, and you called me out about it, and I was like, it's my cheat meal. You were like, it's the second cheat meal, stupid. What are you doing? And I was like, I don't know.
Don't forget, there was a time where like you were losing weight pretty well, and then you're like, hey, look, I went out with Rossi and the guys, and I had a few beers, and
I did.
So don't say those were your only few cheat meals.
No. There's been a couple of times where I've drifted away from the strict regiment of the diet, but those 3 meals were the only real, like,
those were the big ones, the big
full blown,
right?
Yeah, like full blown. Like, I'm not even trying to eat
and look,
close to the diet and stuff like that.
I won't shame you for it. If you were doing a competition, or we were doing something where you had to cut weight, I would have been on you more, because that would have been really bad.
And I mean, I have a goal, so I know what I want to get to, and so you didn't have to say anything to me. I was frustrated enough by myself.
You're pretty hard on yourself when you you mess up.
Yeah.
And that's
because I wanted to.
That's great for me. I love hearing that. You're so hard on yourself.
I don't want to spoil anything here, but it's a 3-2 game.
Okay. All right.
The Rangers are coming back. 10 minutes left in the third. Sorry, I just moved my phone around and it woke back up. So yeah, I'm pretty. I know where I want to get to, and so to this stage, I've kind of stalled a little bit, and some of that is just not being quite as tight on some things as I should be, and right. So.
And yeah, again, this isn't because you're trying to be the most fittest beer leaguer out there. You're just doing it.
No, but I want to look good in my bikini too. I mean, I'm not
sports bra, sports bra.
But I'm not trying to look like a beach whale.
Again,
in my G-string.
You've lost almost 20 pounds with no gym at all. Now your workouts have been hockey. You'll burn, and you've been playing hockey like 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And then now that hockey is over with, the lowest you were is at almost 189, 187 mark.
Yeah, I think
And then you
186
started,
187, and then
yeah.
I've drifted back around 188, 189 is where I'm
But now
kind of
you
holding
started
it.
running. You just started running last week,
Yep.
where you're kind of getting that calorie burn.
Yep.
But that goes to the next thing I would like to talk about is workouts. A lot of people think, hey, and James said this, and this is something that I've embedded into James' head, and I'm living proof. You can't outwork a bad diet. My diet is piss poor. I don't even have a diet.
I see. I eat. Yeah, that's your diet.
Yes. And I work out for an hour and a half a day. I burn roughly around 1,200 calories per workout. But I don't work out because I'm trying to be like
No, you work out. You work out so you can eat an extra bag of Doritos
100%.
that day.
Yeah. I work out. First of all,
When you're consuming 5,000 calories, you have to do a 12,000 calorie burn workout.
I work out because I like to work out. It's something that's always been a part of my life for ever since I was in my 20s. It's something that's a big part of my life. So it's just a habit for me now. And then we were talking today, like anyone can go to the gym and do like a back day and a leg day. But if you're going to the gym to work out strictly for hockey, it's more than just doing back and cardio. You kind of want to do a circuit or some kind of workout that emulates a hockey shift, where you have a high heart rate, you're breathing heavy, and it's continual movement. But again, I will still do a back day, a leg day, and an arm day. But I also do sprints, and I'll do 30 minutes of a circuit. So I mix up everything all in one. So whether I'm doing it right or not, I don't know, because I'm a horrible hockey player.
Because your diet sucks. So you're not feeling the effects of your phenomenal workout because your diet is the doo-doo.
And I'm okay with it because I love food. I love food.
Look, you can't get away with that and say I love food and my kryptonite and crutch is Doritos. Like,
all right, well, I mean, what else do you do with Doritos? You eat them. What do you do with food? You eat food.
but that's not like I love food. Like an I love
All
food
right,
is
well,
like,
here's the
man,
thing.
that's like I love wine, and so I drink box wine. Like, nah, you
Okay.
just like alcohol. You don't like
Here's
wine.
the thing.
Like,
I was on a all you can eat sushi kick for a while, and I've sent you pictures
that's
of
different. That's different.
I've sent you pictures of all you can eat sushi, and that's what I've sent you. Like I think I hit a PR where I had 47 pieces of sushi in one sitting.
I hit a PR. I
Oh
think
yeah,
I hit an eating PR. I ate half the sushi bar in one sitting.
yeah.
I've been kicked out of 7 all-you-can-eat sushi restaurants.
And
7. How many have you
true
been kicked
story.
out of?
When we go out, when we go out to eat as a family, what I order depends on what my mom's ordering and what my sister orders, and if there's bread at the table, because my mom never eats all of her food, so I'll eat the rest of her food, and same with my sister. So I don't order a big meal.
See, that's my dad used to do that, and I blame a lot of my poor eating habits on my parents.
Oh,
I love
okay.
I love my parents. I love my parents. This is not that. But my mom was always a like finish your plate type guy or type mom.
Mm.
And so my dad was notorious for what you're describing. We would go to a fast food restaurant, and my dad's mindset was like, we paid for all this food. Dadgummit, we're going to eat all this food. And so, like, if we didn't eat, like, my dad would be like, I'll eat that. And so he probably still does that to this day, but he follows a pretty much almost exclusively like vegan diet. But that's a heart. He's got cholesterol issues, not because of poor eating or anything like that, but he's just got imbalance in cholesterol. So he tries to eat, super regimented diet. Like he eats carrots and grapes at lunchtime when I'm eating a pre-planned meal. So if you think I eat weird, come sit with my dad for a minute. But my dad used to like straight up like clean everybody's plates and stuff. So I will do the same thing. Like if we would go out to dinner with like my wife and our kids. Like you can imagine, like you think it's bad.
Oh,
Like, yeah, you think it's bad with you. Like, oh man, I'll finish eating what my sister, my mom didn't eat. I'm like, hey, I got
add
4 kids
kids.
with me. Just
Yeah.
pass the chicken nuggets and French fries
I'm
down. I
excited
know
for
we're
Jacksonville
I
now.
know we're I know we're I know we're at Olive Garden, and I just ate the tour of Italy. But if you could just hand me your chicken nuggets and French fries that you didn't finish, don't worry, I'll eat your chicken carbonara next, son. Like it was brutal. I mean, I would walk out of there and be like, I don't need to eat for 3 days now. So yeah, and all of that was tied to, I think somehow like my parents and stuff have done. Again, I'm not blaming my parents, but it was
So
you act the way the environment you were raised in was. So, and my parents are both
so
thin people too. That's the crazy part. Like my mom and
yeah,
dad are
they
super
are.
skinny.
They are. So do you have any future of maybe joining a gym and working out and stuff like that? I know we kind of talked
I'd
about
like
it.
to. I'd like to. The problem with me in the gym is that all of that stuff requires time. Like you said, it's an hour and a half
Mhm.
at the gym. I don't know where I would find that hour and a half to carve
I would
out of
never
my
expect
life
you to do an hour and a half.
right now. Again, if I'm going to go somewhere, I've lost an hour. Like if I go
Mhm,
for a run, it's usually a 30-minute run. And
mhm.
so there's, let's just say 10 minutes to kind of get ready and get out of the house,
Yep.
another 10 minutes to cool down and kind of get back in the house. So I've burned up an hour for a 30-minute run. So if I go to the gym, I'm losing an hour in travel there, travel back, and time at the gym, at a minimum. And so that's an hour out of the house that I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to put it. The best place for me to put it is in the evening time, because like you can get up early and get rolling and go do whatever you want to at 5 a.m. If you wanted to, you go to the gym. If I leave the house and go to the gym at 5 a.m. and I get back at 6:30, I'm already behind because my
Yep.
kids have to be up and out of the house by like 6:15. And so I'm hoping some of that'll change. Next school year, we got some things that are adjusting. And so they're probably going to ride the bus in the mornings. So we don't have to send them to a before school care thing. And we're going to have the other bus that my daughter rides on is a special needs bus. And so it'll come to our house and then drop her off back at the house at the end of the day. So we're making some adjustments where maybe I'll have time in the morning, but we'll have to see. So
Franzone, he wants to do the Skinner. I'm hearing he wants to do the Skinner.
you may need to get your ears checked then, because nowhere in that description. Oh, it's a 3-3 game. New York just tied it.
Really?
I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay. All right.
8:06 left in the third. I'm not watching it. I'm just seeing the updates on
Okay.
ESPN. And so, yeah, that's
All right.
here they
Yeah,
come.
but I text the gym god himself, Cooch, today, and I was just I sent. Well, Cooch just loves the gym, right? He loves, and if you ever meet Cooch, you guys, well, you will, because he's going to be on the podcast. He's
That's
the
right.
most
Are we
talked
doing it
about
in
guy.
Jacksonville? Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But
That'd be a
Cooch
sloppy. That might be a
looked
sloppy
like an
podcast in
Cooch
Jacksonville.
had a body like Urkel.
Cooch looked
And
like Holland apparently when he was a kid, when he was younger.
and now he's just solid muscle. Anyways, I sent him a picture of my circuit and my heart rate that I was at, and he goes, I'm cleaning it up because I'm around Holland right now. He's like, holy crap. That's why you can skate forever out there. That's why you're not as winded as the rest of the guys.
I mean, if you're skating at a fourth of the speed everybody else is skating, you're probably not going to be winded either, Abdoo. Come on.
Look, I skate enough to I almost threw the F-bomb at you. Damn it.
I back check so hard.
Look,
I back check so hard. And I don't cherry pick.
my heart rate and my calorie burn when I play would say differently. It says that I'm trying.
I have hinted at getting an Apple Watch for my birthday, which is coming up fairly soon. And I don't know if my wife has picked up on those hints or not, because I'm not good at hinting. I also just go and buy stuff for myself a lot of times, but I'm holding off on this. We'll see. But I'd like to get the iWatch stuff, because I think it'll track that a little better than what I have a cheap Garmin that I like because it was cheap and it's rugged, so I can work in it. But talking with you, I'm gonna give an iWatch a shot. But I think it'll track my stuff better, and then I would like to actually see what I'm burning and compare what I'm burning in a game and what you're burning in a game. Because
Okay.
if you're drastically out burning me, I may just sell all of my gear and stop, like legit, just
All right,
quit,
I can
just go
tell you right
jog.
now. I can tell you right now, my average heart rate, or not my average, I'm sorry, my highest heart rate when I play hockey is around 190, 195.
I don't
And
think my heart rate gets up that high anymore playing hockey.
it's because you're
It
playing.
does when I'm running. I was
Then you're not
last night
playing.
running, I was around 180.
Yeah. And then my calories that I burn is roughly in an hour. What a game is what? An hour and 10 minutes. And it's including, um,
It's an hour of skating, basically,
yeah,
roughly.
I'm burning right around 1,000 calories in 60 minutes. So, and that's when I wear the Polar Heart Rate and my Apple Watch. So I know they're pretty close around. So you can't tell me that I'm not playing.
I don't have a quick, snarky comment for
You
any of
don't.
that.
Yeah, thank you. So you heard it here, boys. She's
It's just because my brain doesn't move that fast right now. It's not because a
okay.
quick, snarky comment doesn't exist for that.
Look,
It's
what I'm
just
trying to
because
say
it's
is
not
it might
there.
not look like I'm out there busting my balls, but for my body,
It might not look. Oh, there
okay,
it is. Go ahead
for
with
my
that
body,
one.
because I'm so fat and gross, I'm working pretty hard. You
For
know,
my body type,
I'm
I'm
like a
working really
I'm not
hard.
gonna lie. Like if I lost maybe 10, 15 pounds, I'm sure my heart rate wouldn't be up and I wouldn't be burning as much. But right now I'm like a Mack truck trying to go up a mountain, and that just makes me work harder and I burn more calories. However, now that we're talking about games, let's talk about what you really quick. Let's talk about
Oh my
what you
gosh, we
eat.
don't have enough time for this. We're already pushing up at the 50
All
minute
right.
mark.
Can we
We need
just
to
talk
save
about
that for another
what I
one.
had to eat after one of the games, and then we'll use this as a segue to talk about
Yeah,
what we
we're gonna
ate.
do another podcast that talk about pre and post game meals, and maybe we just added in with another one. But please, this meal right here is what I don't know if it started it, but this meal is what definitely had us going in the direction of like, hey, what the heck?
Yeah. You might remember more than I do. I'm going to try to look it up right now. But after a game, what I have like 4 hot dogs,
It was 3 hot dogs,
3 hot dogs. Yeah. And
a
I woke
bag
up.
of potato chips.
I forgot about the chips.
There was, I think, at least 2 different snacks of some kind. I don't
Oh, I had
remember.
cupcakes. Cupcakes.
Cupcakes, and it was like 2 or 3 of them.
I woke up.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
woke
it
up at
was
4 in the
nuts.
morning and I felt really sick and nauseous. But on that note, on another podcast, we'll talk about pre and post game meals. Um, I kind of ramble on about diet and stuff like that, but we really thought that diet and working out
Well,
would
we've
tie
had a
in.
lot of. I was going to say we've had a lot of questions um,
Yes,
from folks who've mentioned stuff about because we've just casually mentioned the diet because it's something that you and I talk about regularly. So this podcast is you and I talking hockey, and then some of that stuff that comes up is just what we talk about in general. Normal conversations from week to week, day to day, and so diet stuff has come up. So you've had guys reach out to you that have said like, "Hey, I've heard you talk about the diet. Can you give me a hand?" We've had guys message us and be like, "Hey, I really liked you talking about that." So this was
yeah,
one that was kind of dedicated purely to that. So if you're listening to this, like, what are these 2 idiots doing talking about food? I thought this was a hockey podcast. It says dump and skate. Don't worry, we'll do more stuff on hockey content. This was just one we kind of got fired up about today with some phone conversations and some things that have happened between you and me and you and some other guys as well. So,
yeah. And if you
so
look
good
at
stuff though.
if you look at today's post that I did, you'll see James's before and after picture and how you can go back and listen to that podcast about how he said he felt so much faster and quicker out on the ice. So that's how all of this relates to hockey. So
100%. So, well, all right, boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you guys listening. And if
we
you
got a
haven't
Rangers game to
already,
watch right now.
yeah, it's getting in the last 4 minutes. So we're gonna have to get off and catch the tail end of this game. It's gonna probably go into overtime unless something crazy happens here. If you haven't liked, hit the like button. If you haven't followed, please do that. What are you doing? Help us get this video or these clips to 150 likes so we can see Abddoo in a sports bra. We know you guys all want to go see that. And then also help us push up to that 50 subscribers, 50 likes, 50 follows, depending on the platform. Follow the social medias. Abdoo's killing it on that. And so again, thanks for listening, guys. Love you guys. Peace.
Bye.